Mary Fowler mourns the tragic loss of her mother, while Nathan Cleary prepares for marriage. Can the quiet closing of a mother's eyes in a Sydney hospice room cast a longer shadow than the brightest stadium lights, even as wedding bells wait in the wings? The autumn light filtered through the jacaranda trees lining Coogee Beach, turning the ocean into a sheet of hammered gold on the morning runs. Mary Fowler received the call no child ever prepares for. Her mother, Narelle, the Irish-Australian woman whose lullabies had once soothed a toddler in Darwin's tropical nights, had taken her final breath after a battle with cancer that had unfolded far from the headlines. Please like, share, and subscribe for more Sport Talk content. Across town, in the manicured gardens of a Blue Mountains estate, Nathan Cleary knelt among scattered rose petals, rehearsing the proposal he had planned for months, the ring catching the sun like a promise yet to be spoken. He had no idea that the woman he loved was already kneeling beside a hospital bed, holding a hand that would never again braid her hair before a Matildas match. Their worlds, once synchronized in the rhythm of grand finals and World Cup dreams, now moved in different tempos, one toward celebration, the other toward farewell. Mary had flown home from Manchester City's preseason camp the moment the doctor's prognosis turned grim, trading European pitches for the sterile hush of St. Vincent's palliative care ward. The turning point arrived at 3:17 a.m., the hour when cities hold their breath. Mary sat alone with Narelle, the monitors reduced to a soft, steady beep that sounded like the final seconds of extra time. She whispered the stories her mother loved, the goal against Canada, the penalty shootout against France, the way Nathan's eyes had found hers across a crowded recovery room and refused to let go. Narelle's fingers, thin but still strong from years of shaping young footballers in Darwin's dusty ovals, tightened around Mary's. "Promise me you'll keep running, love," she murmured, her voice a fragile thread. "Not away from the pain, but through it. And when that boy asks, say yes. I want to see you happy from wherever I'm headed." Then her grip slackened, and the room filled with a silence deeper than any stadium's roar. Mary stayed until sunrise, tracing the freckles across her mother's cheek the way she once traced opponents on a tactics board. Outside, the first magpies began their mournful calls, as if the Australian dawn itself understood the weight of a daughter's goodbye. Nathan arrived an hour later, still in his training gear, the ring box burning against his heart. He found Mary in the corridor, her eyes red but dry, as though the tears had been spent in private. Without a word, he folded her into his arms, the proposal unspoken but understood. Some moments demand presence, not questions. The aftermath unfolded gently, like petals falling from a jacaranda in the wind. The Matildas' official account posted a single black and white photo of Narelle at a junior tournament, arms raised in triumph as a 10-year-old Mary scored her first goal. The caption read simply, "Forever our #1 fan. Rest easy, Narelle." Social media, usually a storm of speculation, became a garden of remembrance. Fans shared stories of Narelle's quiet generosity, driving carloads of kids to training, sewing numbers onto jerseys at midnight, teaching Irish jigs in the change rooms to calm pre-match nerves. "Thank you, Narelle" trended alongside photos of Mary's goals dedicated skyward, now understood as salutes to the woman who had taught her to fly. In Darwin, the local club renamed its main pitch Narelle Fowler Field, the ceremony attended by Matildas past and present. Sam Kerr placed a bouquet of white roses at the center circle, whispering, "She made our skipper fearless." The gesture rippled across the football community, a reminder that every prodigy stands on the shoulders of parents who never sought the spotlight. The wedding plans, initially paused, evolved into something deeper. Nathan and Mary chose a small ceremony in the Northern Rivers hinterland, where jacarandas bloomed purple against green hills, a living tribute to Narelle's favorite flower. The guest list shrank to family, and the teammates who had become kin, each invited to bring a story instead of a gift. Reflection settles like evening mist over the training grounds where Mary now runs alone at dawn, her breath visible in the cool air. Grief, she has learned, is not a weight to be lifted, but a companion to be carried, its presence sharpening every touch of the ball, every decision on the field. This moment reveals the quiet architecture of love in professional sport, how Nathan's proposal became not a question, but a vow to walk through the valley with her, How Mary's mourning has deepened her leadership, her voice in the Matildas' huddle, now carrying the calm authority of someone who has stared down life's hardest tackle. Sportsmanship finds its truest expression not in victory laps, but in the way teammates formed a guard of honor at the funeral, their arms linked like a defensive wall against despair. It lives in the Penrith Panthers players who sent a jersey signed by every squad member, the message scrawled across the back, for Narelle, who taught our brother how to love. Legacy, for a mother who never played professionally, is measured in the daughter who now mentors young Indigenous players with the same patience Narelle once showed her. It blooms in the scholarship fund Mary established in her mother's name, ensuring Darwin kids with big dreams but small means can chase the ball without chasing rent money. The human spirit, this story whispers, bends but does not break under dual currents of joy and sorrow. Nathan's ring, now on Mary's finger, catches the light differently since the funeral. It holds not just a promise of forever, but a testament to love's capacity to expand in the presence of loss. What does it mean to build a future on the foundation of farewell? For Mary and Nathan, it is found in the small rituals. Planting a jacaranda sapling at their new home, Mary reading Narelle's old letters aloud on quiet nights, Nathan learning to cook her mother's Irish stew with the reverence of a rookie studying game tape. Mary's own words came in a handwritten note slipped into the wedding programs, her script as steady as her left foot. Mum, you said to keep running through the pain. Today I run toward joy, carrying you in every heartbeat. Your lessons were my first coach, your love my endless stadium. Watch us build the life you dreamed for me. In a podcast recorded the week before the wedding, she spoke softly. People think grief dims you. It doesn't. It sharpens the edges of everything. Love feels deeper, laughter louder, even the grass under my boots more alive. Nathan didn't just propose marriage, he proposed partnership in the messiness of being human. Nathan, usually guarded with the media, opened up in a rare interview. I thought the grand final was pressure. Then I watched Mary say goodbye to her hero and still show up for training the next day. That's courage. The ring? It's my way of saying I'll never ask her to be anything less than the warrior her mom raised. At the ceremony, under a canopy of jacaranda blossoms, Mary added her own vow. I promise to honor your absence by living twice as fiercely, to love Nathan with the wholeheartedness you taught me, to mother our children one day with your wild grace and quiet strength. As the 2026 seasons approach, Mary returns to Manchester wearing a small jacaranda pendant, Nathan to Penrith with a new tattoo of coordinates marking the hospice garden where he first held her through the night. Their love story, once a fairy tale of sporting royalty, has matured into something richer, a testament to building light from shadow. This union, born in the intersection of celebration and sorrow, becomes rugby and football's quiet anthem to resilience. It reminds every young athlete watching that the greatest victories are not scored on fields, but forged in the private arenas of loss and love,